Be aware of the company you keep. Certain people bring out the best in you, while others, they bring out the worst. You've probably known or felt this before, haven't you? You spend time with someone and you walk away feeling more alive, inspired, clear, focused, like you're ready to do something great. Then there are the others. You leave their presence feeling drained, frustrated, confused, like you just lost a part of yourself. That's not a coincidence. That's energy. We are shaped by the people around us, their attitudes, their habits, their way of thinking. It all rubs off on us, whether we notice it or not. Some people speak to your potential. They see the light in you, even when you don't. They challenge you to rise. They support you when you stumble. They remind you of who you are when you forget. These are the people who bring out the best in you. And then there are the people who stir up your insecurities. People who thrive on drama. People who pull you back just when you're starting to climb. Not always because they're bad, sometimes because they're afraid of change. Afraid you'll outgrow them. Or maybe they just don't know how to be better. So they keep you small so they can stay comfortable. These are the people who bring out the worst in you. And listen, this isn't about blaming anyone. It's about awareness. It's about understanding that you have the power to choose who gets access to you. Because your environment isn't just where you live, it's who you're around. And the wrong environment will choke your growth. The wrong people will distract you, discourage you, and deplete you until one day you look up and realize you're not who you used to be, and not in a good way. So how do you handle this? Start by noticing who lifts you, who tears you down, who do you feel most like yourself around, and who do you feel like you're pretending for? Then make space. This doesn't always mean cutting people off harshly. Sometimes it just means creating distance, less time, fewer conversations, more boundaries. And on the other side, lean into the people who make you better. The ones who tell the truth even when it's hard. The ones who celebrate your wins without jealousy. The ones who push you, believe in you, and show up when it counts. Those relationships are rare. Protect them. But here's something important too. It's not just about who brings out the best in you. Who do you bring out the best in? Are you the kind of person that uplifts others, that encourages them, that makes them feel safe and seen? Because just as much as people influence us, we influence them. So be intentional. Be the kind of person others are better for knowing. At the end of the day, you don't rise alone. You rise with your circle. So build one that reflects who you want to become, not just who you've been, because the people around you matter more than you think. Whenever you want something big, something meaningful, a goal, a dream, a vision of a better life, at first it's exciting. You're fired up, ready to take on the world. And then reality hits. Obstacles show up. Progress slows down. It gets harder than you thought it would be. And in that moment, you start wondering, is this even possible for me? Well, imagine climbing a mountain. When you start at the bottom, it's easy to walk. The incline is gentle. You feel strong, energized, but the higher you go, the harder it gets. The air gets thinner, your legs burn, your body screams at you to turn back. Or what happens when you push yourself in the gym? Your body shakes, it burns, it resists. That's not a sign to quit. That's a sign that change is happening. Growth is happening. You're breaking through limits. But unfortunately, when the resistance hits, that's where most people stop. Right there, just before the peak, just before the growth. They tell themselves it's too much, that they've gone far enough. But what if they knew that just beyond that hardest stretch was the view they'd been chasing? What if they knew that the body they've always wanted was just beyond the pain they're avoiding? Most people quit before they see the results. They stop at the very point where they're about to make the breakthrough. They assume difficulty is a sign to stop. But like the saying goes, if it were easy, everyone would do it. Everyone would be in peak shape. Everyone would be financially free. Everyone would have the view. But they don't. Because the moment when things get tough, they back off. They convince themselves it wasn't meant to be. And that's why most people stay exactly where they are. But not you. You're here because something inside of you refuses to settle. You know there's more. And if you know there's more, then quitting isn't an option. That doesn't mean just blindly pushing harder. Effort's great, but on its own, it's not enough. You need to learn, adapt, and you need to adjust. Here's another line you should know. Where there's a will, there's a way. One strategy isn't working, well then try something else. If one door doesn't open, find another. Delays are not denials, and roadblocks are not dead ends. People get stuck because they think there's only one path to success. But there are always options. You just have to be relentless enough to find them. Achievers don't succeed because it's easy. They succeed because they refuse to stop. They figure out a way in spite of the obstacles and the cries to stop. And that's exactly what you're going to do. When it feels impossible, when frustration creeps in and you start doubting yourself, remember this. You're not struggling because you're failing. You're struggling because you're growing. Because you're doing something that most people aren't willing to do. Again, if it were easy, everyone would do it. But it's not easy, and that's the point. If you want the view, you gotta make the climb. If you want the body, you gotta do the reps. So keep going. Figure it out. Find a way. You'll be glad you did. You know what kills more dreams than failure? Procrastination. Not rejection, not bad luck, not lack of talent, the simple act of waiting. Waiting for the right time. Waiting to feel ready. Waiting for motivation to move you. Procrastination is a lie we tell ourselves. It disguises itself as logic, like I'll start when I have more time. It disguises itself as self-care, like I don't want to rush into it. It disguises itself as strategy, like I'm waiting for the perfect opportunity. But beneath all of that is fear, self-doubt, and comfort. And the longer you wait, the heavier the weight of inaction becomes. Procrastination has a cost. Every time you put something off, you pay a price. You pay in stress because the task never really leaves your mind. You pay in opportunity because doors close while you hesitate. You pay in confidence because every delay teaches your brain that you can't follow through. One day turns into 1 week. 1 week turns into 1 year. And then one day you wake up realizing that you let time steal what could have been yours. So start before you feel ready. Here's what most successful people understand. You don't wait until you're ready. You get ready by starting. No one ever feels fully prepared before launching their first business. No one ever feels completely confident before stepping into the gym for the first time. No one ever knows exactly what to do before taking the first step, but the difference is they start anyways. The first draft won't be perfect. The first attempt won't be flawless, but movement beats waiting every single time. So here's how to break the cycle of procrastination. If you want to defeat procrastination, stop thinking in terms of huge goals. Instead, focus on one small action you can take right now. You want to write a book? Write 1 paragraph today. Want to get in shape? Do 10 push-ups now. Want to start a business? Research for 10 minutes today. Because once you begin, something magical happens. Momentum takes over. What was once overwhelming becomes manageable. What was once terrifying becomes exciting. What once seemed impossible becomes part of your reality. The time will pass anyway. 5 years from now, you'll look back on today. So will you be proud of what you started? Or will you be full of regret because you kept waiting? Because here's the thing, the time will pass either way. You can either use it or waste it. You can either build or wish you had. You can either start now or watch someone else do what you were too afraid to begin. The choice is yours. There will never be a perfect time. You will never feel completely ready. But the longer you wait, the further you push your dreams into the distance. So stop waiting, stop hesitating, start now. Imagine a tiny drop of water hitting a rock. One drop alone does nothing. But drop after drop, day after day, the seemingly unmovable rock starts to wear down. That's the power of consistency. It's not about one massive effort. It's about showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. See, we live in a world that celebrates big wins and overnight successes. But here's the truth no one likes to talk about. Behind every overnight success are years of consistent, quiet effort. There's a grind, a routine, a series of small steps that lead to big leaps. The secret sauce to success? Well, it's not talent, luck, or even timing. It's consistency. Momentum doesn't appear out of thin air. It's built through repetition, through habit, through showing up when no one is watching. Every time you take action, no matter how small, you're adding fuel to your momentum. You're laying one brick in the foundation of the life you want to create. Too often we underestimate the small things. We think one skipped workout won't hurt, or I'll start working on my dream tomorrow. But tomorrow turns into next week into next month, and before you know it, you're stuck in the same place, wondering, why hasn't life changed? Truth is, life changes when you do. Consistency doesn't require perfection, it requires persistence. It's okay to slip up, to miss a day, to make a mistake. What matters is getting back on track. Momentum is forgiving, but it demands one thing: commitment. Consistency compounds. Every rep at the gym strengthens your body. Every page you read sharpens your mind. Every hour you invest in your craft pushes you closer to mastery. These efforts may seem small in the moment, but they add up over time. Think of a snowball rolling down a hill. At first, it's tiny. It takes effort to get it moving, but as it rolls, it picks up speed, growing larger and faster with every turn. That's how momentum works. The more consistent you are, the easier it becomes to keep going. And suddenly, you are unstoppable. Let's be real, consistency isn't glamorous. It's not always exciting or fun, There will be days when you don't want to do it, when the bed feels warmer than the gym, when Netflix seems more tempting than working on your goals. And that's where most people stop. They let comfort win. But comfort is the enemy of progress. Growth lies in discomfort. And those moments when you push through resistance and do the hard things anyways, that's where growth is. Here's the beautiful thing about consistency. It puts the power back in your hands. You don't have to rely on momentum, luck, or external circumstances. You just have to decide every single day to take one small step forward. Picture the life you want to create. Maybe it's a successful career, a healthier body, or a more peaceful mind. Whatever it is, the blueprint is in your hands. You don't need to make giant leaps. You just need to keep laying the bricks, one action at a time. The question is, can you commit? Can you embrace the grind, the routine, the unglamorous work that no one else sees? Because that's where greatness is built, not in the spotlight, but in the shadows. Right now, take a hard look at your life. Where have you been inconsistent? What dreams have you been putting off because you're waiting for the right time or the perfect plan? The right time is now. The perfect plan is to start where you are with what you have. Commit to consistency, not for a week, not for a month, but for a life. Because if you show up every day, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it, success becomes inevitable. You'll wake up one day and realize the life you've built is everything you dreamed of. So let's work together. Let's build momentum. Let's prove day by day that consistency is the most powerful force in the world. Your future self is counting on you. Can I be real for a second? Too many people are lying to themselves. You say you want success, but your actions tell a different story. You talk about wanting to get in shape, start that business, or build a better relationship. But what do your daily habits look like? Are you putting in the work, or are you just talking about it? We all do it at some point. We tell ourselves we'll start tomorrow. We say, I'm serious this time. But we keep hitting snooze, skipping workouts, or making excuses for why we're not where we want to be. The truth hurts, but here it is. If your words and actions don't align, you're lying to yourself. And I get it. It feels good to dream. It feels good to say big things out loud, to talk about your future self and how amazing life will be someday. But let me ask you this. What good are those words if they never translate into action? It's easy to say you want to change. The hard part is doing what's required day in and day out. Stop pretending you're waiting for the right moment. You know deep down there's no perfect time. Waiting is just a cover for fear. You're not waiting for circumstances to change. You're waiting for your own courage to kick in. And here's the harsh truth. If you don't get real with yourself now, a year from today, you'll still be in the same place. Your actions define you, not your intentions. You can have the best intentions in the world, but if they never see the light of day, they mean nothing. It's what you do consistently that shapes your reality. Think about this. How many promises have you made to yourself that you haven't kept? You said you'd start working out, but you're still on the couch. You said you'd work on that passion project, but Netflix always wins. You said you wanted better relationships, but you're not putting in the effort to connect. Words are easy. Action is everything. You can't build the life you want by talking about it. You build it by living it. Every time you lie to yourself, every time your actions don't match your words, you chip away at your self-respect. Eventually, you stop trusting yourself, and that's when things fall apart. But here's the good news. It's never too late to turn things around. If you've been living a lie, today's the day to get honest with yourself. Stop saying what you're going to do and just do it. Start small if you have to, but start. Even the smallest actions create momentum. You don't need grand gestures to prove you're serious. You need consistent daily effort. It's in those small everyday decisions that success is born. If you show up every day, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it, your actions will begin to align with your words. And that alignment, that's where self-respect, confidence, and real progress live. So stop lying to yourself. Stop pretending you'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow is a trap. It doesn't exist. All you have is right now. So stop talking and start doing. If your actions don't match your words, change your actions. Or change your words, but don't let them stay out of sync. Your future self is depending on you to get real today. So what are you waiting for? It's time to stop making excuses and start making moves. Get up, take action, and finally become the person you've been telling yourself you'd be. The only way forward is through honesty, and that starts right now. Sometimes we just need to reignite the fire within us. Today is a day to turn things around. Today isn't about reaching the finish line. It's about never quitting. It's not just a phrase, it's a mindset, a powerful force that can drive you to achieve greatness. Think about a time when you were on the brink of giving up. Maybe it was a task that seemed impossible, a dream that felt just out of reach, or a personal struggle that tested your limits. We've all been there, feeling overwhelmed and ready to throw in the towel. But here's the truth, that moment you felt like quitting is the exact moment you were on the edge of a breakthrough. Life throws obstacles at us, and it often feels like those obstacles are trying to break us. But what if those challenges are actually opportunities to discover our true strength? Every obstacle is a chance to prove that you're unstoppable, to show that no matter how tough it gets, you can push through and come out victorious. Imagine yourself as a warrior on a battlefield. Every challenge is a battle, and every time you overcome one, you grow stronger. When you face setbacks, don't see them as failures, see them as fuel for your fire. Each struggle is a chance to build your resilience, to sharpen your skills, and to get one step closer to your goal. Think of the fierce energy you feel when you're at your best. Tap into that. When the going gets tough, don't back down. Stand tall, dig in, and let your determination blaze like a beacon. You've got the power to turn every obstacle into an opportunity. Your potential is limitless, and it's up to you to unleash it. Success is not about never failing, it's about rising every time you fall. It's about having the courage to keep going when every part of you wants to stop. It's about pushing through the pain, the doubt, and the fear. When you refuse to quit, you're not just achieving your goals, you're proving to yourself and the world that you are unstoppable. When you face a challenge today or tomorrow or next week, remember this: you are a force to be reckoned with. Don't let anything stand in your way. Embrace the struggle, channel your inner warrior, and keep moving forward. Your dreams are worth every ounce of effort you put in. Let's make a pact today. We will not be defeated. We will not let obstacles break our spirit. We will rise, we will fight, and we will succeed. Each and every one of you has the power to make today, tomorrow, and every day a victory. Never quit. Keep pushing. Embrace the challenges, and let's conquer our goals with unstoppable energy. Let's make today extraordinary. Whether you're a student, a professional, an entrepreneur, or an athlete, there's a process, a recipe to achieve success. It doesn't matter what your background is, it doesn't matter what your chosen field is. This process, if you follow it to a T, will see you achieve your chosen goal. I'm about to reveal the secret, so are you ready? Now the good news is it's only 4 steps, and you can do all of these. There's no special talent required. Anyone can succeed if they follow the recipe. So if you're ready to change your life, let's get started. In my private coaching, I call these the 4 pillars of success. Step number 1, know what you want. Sounds simple, kind of straightforward, right? But it's the foundation of everything that you're going to achieve. Imagine you're heading out on a road trip. You wouldn't just drive aimlessly and hope you end up where you want to go. No, you would have the destination in mind. That's exactly how it works with your goals. You need to define your vision. Get clear on it. What does success look like for you? Picture it. Write it down and let the image drive you forward. Once you know what you want, step number 2, it's time to make the plan. Think of this as your roadmap. Break down your big goal into smaller, manageable steps, and then create a timeline for each of these steps. This doesn't have to be perfect or set in stone. Think of it more as a guide than a rule book. Plans can and they should change, so adapt as you move forward. The key is to have the structure that keeps you on track. All right, so we have the goal, we have a plan written down. Step number 3, it's time to execute the plan. This is where the rubber meets the road. We start working on those steps. Remember, it's okay if things don't go exactly as planned. It's about consistency, not perfection. Progress requires action. It's your daily choices and decisions that will affect your outcome. You're not going to see the changes right away, but believe me, the wheels have been set in motion. The journey to success often requires tweaks along the way. So don't be afraid to pivot if something isn't working. Step number 4. And here's the part that separates the dreamers from the doers. You gotta grind it out. Persistence is your best friend. Success doesn't come overnight. It's the result of consistent effort and unwavering commitment. There's going to be obstacles, and there's going to be days when you feel like giving up. But this is where your determination shines. Keep pushing forward, keep the faith, and believe in yourself. Your hard work will pay off. Here's the truth. There's no secret to success. You've heard all of this before. The journey to success requires hard work, commitment, and time. Just follow the 4 steps. Know what you want. Make a plan. Execute the plan, and then grind it out. You have the power to achieve greatness. It's already within you. The real question is, will you do what is required? If you want more, then you have to do more. There's no shortcut. Stop looking for easy and just get working. People are an interesting species. There are the haves and the have-nots. There are the dreamers and there are the doers. We're creatures of habit, yet we desire change. We understand what's required for growth, but we fear taking the actions to do it. We're jealous of what others have, but we're not willing to do what others did. We're a conundrum. How can we make sense of why some succeed and others fail? Why some seem to fall forward while others stumble at every turn? I believe it comes down to 2 things. First, what beliefs and or what limiting beliefs do we hold? You see, we become what we believe we can achieve. So really, the only thing holding you back is the belief in yourself. It's not society. They're dealing with their own issues and can care less. It's not the universe. After all, it's the universe that can provide everything you desire. Your beliefs in yourself, or rather how you see yourself and what you can achieve, is simply the growth mindset. It's a belief that anything is possible. We don't set limits on our abilities, and we believe that we can overcome any challenge. We may not know how it's going to work out, but just that it will. And secondly, success is achieved by how we manage the forces of resistance that we encounter on a daily basis, or as I call it, the fog. On a clear day, anyone can navigate the obstacles to reach one's goal, but unfortunately, most days are going to be clouded with distractions and challenges. The fog is the resistance represented by the mental and physical discomfort required when pursuing a dream. And when discomfort is involved, we all too often retreat back to our comfort zones when the uneasiness becomes too great. So therefore, after a belief is ingrained, what determines your destiny is your ability to maneuver through the fog. You see, I believe there is greatness in all of us. Just exactly what that greatness is can only be revealed when we test our limits and challenge the status quo. But you have something to give that only you can offer. Stop wasting your time comparing yourself to others, because their gift is not your gift. Your journey will be a solo effort. Yes, there might be company along the way, but ultimately, it's up to you to tackle the daily grind and maintain the belief that if I just keep stepping, if I just keep climbing, eventually I'll hit the summit. I may not see the peak, and there are days where I'm going to want to quit, but that's the price to be paid. It's saying yes to the discomfort when others say no more. Nothing comes without a cost, so why is your dream any different? If you believe that you deserve it, you'll find a way. If you believe that you can achieve it, you'll keep working till it's done. It's not the universe saying you can't have it, it's the universe saying, how badly do you want it?